Nicci Kadilak, founder and author of Burlington Buzz, has been writing full-time since 2018 and has published many poems and essays. This month marks the release of her first novel, titled When We Were Mothers. When We Were Mothers takes place in a fictional world where the government has outlawed natural childbirth. The anxiety expecting mothers may feel in early pregnancy was the initial inspiration for the novel.
I always found myself wishing for some kind of way to know how everything was going, what was going on inside my body when I was pregnant. And so that led to, one question led to another. If there was a monitor, how would that work? Well, maybe artificial wombs would be the way that you could see your baby as it grew. And if there were artificial wombs, what if the government mandated them? And so my kind of imagination got away with me. And I started thinking about, if government was to mandate the use of artificial wombs and there was a group of people who didn't want that anymore, what would happen? And so that's sort of the starting point of the book.
Kadilak explained how she grew as a writer while working on the novel.
One of the big things that I took away is just because you're a good writer doesn't mean you can write a good book. I took a lot of classes and did a lot of work on making my writing sort of more relatable and more accessible, because I was used to writing research papers and very direct kind of first-person articles, and writing a work of fiction is just way, way different. And so it took a lot of development and growth to be able to get the story into the shape that it needed to be for publication.
Kadilak hopes When We Were Mothers can spark both conversation and curiosity in its readers.
I hope that it invites people to have conversations about reproductive rights in a way that maybe we're not already having them, because it does touch on reproductive rights, but in a completely different context than the conversations that are happening right now in the mainstream. And so I really hope that it also invites conversation, because one of the main questions of the story is what happens when somebody close to you threatens your worldview. And I think there's a lot of things that are happening in life right now in the world where people just can't talk to each other. And people that you care about deeply that have a different worldview, I think a lot of people feel very threatened and have a really hard time reconciling when they have a different viewpoint from somebody. And really pushing through that and having a conversation is the important part.
When We Were Mothers by Nicci Kadilak is available to readers on January 17th. Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.